Day, Catherine, and welcome to your full moon and Scorpio mini reading. So, what we're going to get into today, very straight to the point, what you're releasing, what new traits you're going to be embodying or developing, and then where you're headed next. So, dark part first. I'm getting used to it. I was able to fix my webcam. It wasn't working this morning. But now that I'm back on this camera, I'm like, hold on. I took a step back. Maybe I need to switch to the other camera. But I had to charge my battery in order to get ready. So I'm not just blabbing for no reason. Everything I do from the moment that I hit record is connected to this reading in some way. So there is something like a good habit or a thought process that you began and you started moving in the right direction, but you fell back. And that's what this reading is going to bring up. It's going to let you know what thing you were going in the right direction with, because it seems like maybe you're doing a multitude of things. You don't even know what is the right one. So what did you release? What did Kathryn release during this full moon in Scorpio? What did she release? It was some addiction to something. The tether to an addiction I'm getting. This feels more like a pattern, like a certain way of doing things that was no longer working for you. And in this case, it looks like chaos. So it was a thought pattern, just like a possibly negative thinking, which would go back to what I was just saying. If you're someone who has good ideas, but you start kicking your own ass with your negative ideas and talking yourself out of it, that's from the addiction to chaos. But neurologically speaking, brain wise, if you went through a lot of trauma during childhood, your pathways developed in a way where pain or suffering actually caused a dopamine or a serotonin reaction, right? You got a strange form of pleasure from being used to the cycles of chaos, right? That wasn't going to work for your life where you were going at all. So you released the addiction, the need for chaos and pain, even if it was subconscious, because this is, I don't think anybody purposely, unless they're like a masochist or sadist or something, right? Says, I want to suffer. I want to have negative thoughts. I want to be depressed or anxious. No, but it's like you put your foot down to it. Like, I can't keep going the way I've been going. So for that trade-off, let's see what new parts of self you're going to be developing. What new traits will Kathryn be replacing this release with? What traits will she be replacing this release with? This is always my favorite part. It's like, what new skins did your character get? Boom. I told you it's my favorite part. Alchemist. Pain into power. Right? Ah, there we go. Right? You needed a song for that. Pain into power means the stuff that used to lure you into depression, like the negative thoughts or feelings that used to make you stay in bed for days. Instead, you're going to want to get up and do something about it. So that has to do with whatever that new thing that you were thinking about doing is. It's what you're going to be pouring. You see this person? You're going to be pouring that pain into. So instead of you ended up in bed because you feel down, you're going to be like, I'm going for a freaking jog. I will not accept this. That's the general feeling of this, or your art, or your music, or a new career. But it looks like you might be becoming a guide for somebody else. Felt like that light. Or representing the part of yourself that is guiding you, like your higher self. Because when you were in this energy of the chaos, you were listening more to the thoughts that kept repeating, the negative thoughts that kept repeating, the voices that weren't even yours. They belonged to other people who had tried to put their own nasty stuff on you. So like if you wanted to get a new job, there would be a voice in your head. I'm getting this like, oh, why do you deserve that job? Like that. That's the voice that's not going to go with this. That voice is getting replaced with one by, well, maybe you should try this. Maybe you should try that. You should also notice that your synchronicities start getting more positive as you keep going, since you're tuning more into your higher self, which is guiding you out of the patterns, as opposed to your lower self that was pretty much just running you around in circles. So let's see where you're being navigated to next. And this is my actual like astrology based deck. So I get to use it as like a map. So where is Kathryn being guided next? To work with, or to write, to speak, to teach in your career field. It feels like social butterfly energy. And let me show you why I'm saying that. See, we got these buzzy bees over here with Gemini. Gemini is speech, right? The way the mind works, getting out in local areas to be specific for you. This is like going to the library, going to the bookstore, going out for coffee, just little baby steps, right? That's what this is. But over here, this is your career. This is like your castle. But look at the birds up there. That's what made me feel like social butterfly. I know there's no butterfly here, but it's like getting out more often is going to open your mind to the possibilities and the other types of people there are outside of the ones that you have been exposed to before now. On the bottom is progress. Progress. So you've been stagnant for a while, stuck in this that chaos energy. Maybe very much you need to watch the video I did earlier, not living a life that was a reflection of what you wanted for yourself. Now you're being asked, prompted, given the ability, and then I say a mask you weren't supposed to be wearing, this was on the bottom of your pole, to go out and learn what you like. So figure out what you want to do, where you want to go. Like for instance, for me, I didn't tell nobody because every time I try to do something for myself and I tell somebody, it's sabotage in some way. But I made a decision that I was gonna go see Beauty and the Beast. It popped up on my phone like it's in town, and it's like only this month, right? At the Fox or the big theater that's in my city. So I was like, I'm gonna freaking do this, right? For myself. I'm not gonna tell anybody. I'm just going, how about there on my own? And it doesn't seem like it's a big thing because it's like just going to see a show. But because there are so many negative other circumstances on the outside, it's huge for me to be able to leave out and do something on my own. That's what I'm feeling for you. Whatever your circumstance was before it got you into this cage, you are now a bird set free. Thank you, ma'am.